$4.5 million to directly benefit our nonprofits who tirelessly provide safety, food, education, healthcare, and shelter back into our community. So, nonprofits, it's time to get started. Go to hvgives.org and enroll. There, you'll start your fun and easy journey to elevating your cause to new donors. Also this year, we're offering in-person trainings at 4 convenient locations in the Hudson Valley. What could you do with more funding? Imagine what's possible. Registration ends May 16th. Special thanks to the Hudson Valley's news, talk, and sports station, The Beacon, and Pamel Digital, along with Resorts World Hudson Valley and the Catskills. Just go to hvgives.org to register and learn more.
WGHQ Kingston, WBNR, Beacon WLNA Peekskill.
The Hudson Valley's news, talk, sports.
This is
The Beacon.
He's back and talking about sports as he sees it. Welcome to Zolz's Are You Kidding Me Again? Powered by Velvet Llama Cocktails in a Can. You can join the fun. Call the Beacon Studios to get in on the conversation at 877-803-4648. That's 877-803-4648. Now, here's the Zolz.
But it's not the Zolz tonight. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Rob Adams, filling in for the Zolz, who is hanging out in sunny environs somewhere else. I think in Florida, to be exact. But alongside of me, of course, is the one and only Mikey Clicks running the board.
Hey, Rob.
Hello, Clicks. How are you?
I'm doing good.
At least we've lost that Mikey board op name. I was not down with that.
I hated it.
Yeah, I was not a fan. I love Zolz, and I understand where he's coming from, but you're Clicks.
Thank you.
Mikey Beats is here instead. Oh, man. My brother. How are you, my friend?
I'm living the dream. It's great. Thanks for the invite to sit in again, and looking forward to having some fun. I'll be in sunny Florida come Wednesday, so.
I like that way of thinking.
Stoked, yeah.
I'd like to be in sunny Florida come Wednesday.
I'll be on that first tee thinking about you.
And Dan Murphy hanging out still. How are you?
What's happening? I'm a little jealous that there's all this Florida travel going on.
I know, me too. I didn't get to go down there this year, but, well, hopefully that'll happen. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is kind of a Hudson Valley Renegades preview show. We'll have their general manager coming on with us in a matter of moments, I believe. I hope he got my late email to call in. So we hope to talk with him and get you ready for, what is, year 32?
31. Last year was the 30th anniversary we worked.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Because you and I both work for the team.
Yes, we do.
And then, last year was the 30th anniversary. This will be 31.
Clicks, any thoughts on working for the... No, I'm being good.
Be nice. Behave. Behave.
We love here on Zolz's show. We do. But, yeah, the GM's going to join us in a moment. And, yeah, how long have you worked for the team?
So, in an official capacity where I'm actually getting paid.
You and me both.
Yeah. This will be season number 5 working as a game ops booth producer up in the PA booth, helping keep the games, keep the train on the tracks. But previous to that, I had kind of been an unofficial consultant assistant to the game and promotion staff. A lot of the games you see on the field, I help brainstorm some of the ideas, help work out some of the kinks, and so some of the games that are played in between innings with the fans, I help develop, and I've done that for 10, 12 years. I've been doing that, which is a lot of fun. It's great. I love minor league baseball. I love going to the ballpark. It's a great time. And then seeing the fans have a lot of fun. There's nothing better here in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, my first minor league baseball game, I went up and visited the broadcast booth for a doubleheader of the Albany Colony Yankees.
Oh, that's going back.
Yeah, when I don't think Steve Kleiner was there at that point, but Steve Kleiner worked for them for a while. So, and I first came to the Renegades. I was a fan first, but I came
me too.
Yeah, I came in 2001 and helped broadcast games unpaid.
My cousin who played baseball was drafted by the Boston Red Sox. This is in the late '90s. Assigned to the Lowell Spinners and saw him play at the Renegades, which was really cool.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
The Renegades are fantastic. Minor league baseball is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of it, and it's still a thrill to go to the stadium and we get to talk baseball, we get to watch baseball, and we get to laugh a lot.
Yeah,
and that's a big part. Fun is good. That is the Hudson Valley Renegades in a nutshell. And I believe we're getting ready to welcome in their general manager, new GM, and we're very happy to welcome him. And I have yet to actually meet him in person, so I'm looking forward to it. Tom Denlinger, good evening.
Good evening. How are we doing?
How are you, Tom?
No, man, 4 days till opening day. I'm hanging in.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. Mentally, how are you? I know that the run-up to start a season, it's a lot. So how are you kind of doing? And you're not new to this, but how are you doing in the run-up to this?
Definitely not new to it, but we're, obviously as the staff, we're excited to see Heritage Financial Park coming, but there's just a lot to do. The team arrives tomorrow, as we saw. I'm sure we'll talk about our roster a little bit, but they announced that today. So it's just a lot of things always culminate that last week, and some of them you can control, some of them you can't. Looks like the weather's starting to play to our favor, so we're excited about that. And it's exciting, obviously, at this time of year in the world of baseball. Hope springs eternal, right? For whether you're a major league affiliate or minor league, everyone starts out 0-0, and we're excited to kick it off and have some fun.
What's been your favorite part of the process since you've come up to the Hudson Valley, and what are you looking forward to Friday night?
Friday night, honestly, I'm just looking forward to seeing Heritage Financial Park packed. It's been exciting, obviously. Moving up here the weekend of January 19th is when it snowed, so I got to see the snow. Moving from Augusta, I hadn't seen snow in a little bit, so that was fun, I guess, if you will. Great welcome, but really just with some of the college games and things that we've been able to host events, and even Renegades Fest this past weekend, see people come out and enjoy themselves, but really just see the park hum. That's what I'm most excited for.
How about the roster? When you take a look at it from a general manager's perspective, what do you see? What do you think?
Well, we got 6 top 25 players in baseball. That doesn't happen very often, coming from my experience anyway with some of the affiliates I've had. So we were really hoping we got Mr. Lombard, and he is starting here. I think for fans in the Hudson Valley, if you want to see him, come early, because he probably won't be here very long, which is good for him. But we're excited to obviously have him here and be a part of Renegades. The Renegades fandom, so it should be great.
It reminds me going back to when Oswald Peraza played in 21 with the Renegades. It was blink and you miss him because he flew out the door quickly, so I understand exactly what you're saying. Mikey Beats is here. I'm going to let him jump in. Go ahead.
Hey, Tom. So pleasure to finally get to hear your voice. I'm one of your employees that works in the PA booth, and we haven't met yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But on the roster, like I was looking at the Yankees depth chart of the roster, it's exciting. We've got Lombard there, he's their top prospect in the system, and Ben Hess, their number one pitching prospects coming to the Renegades, which is exciting. Are there any other players on the Renegades roster, on the Yankees depth chart, that fans that may not deep dive the prospect pool, the farm system, that the fans should be excited for and keep an eye out for when they come to the stadium?
What? We were talking to Joe, the radio voice of the Renegades here earlier today. Well, actually yesterday, as we got the roster and got to take a look. And to start the season, we may arguably have the best pitching staff in minor league baseball, based on obviously projections and talent. So that's pretty exciting. That also doesn't necessarily always happen at the high A level. So as you mentioned, we got Mr. Hess, the first round pick. We got Bryce Cunningham, who's the number 5 Baseball America pitcher. We got Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, who's number 16. So, the pitching, the Yankees are pretty heavy on pitching right now, and they're going to be well represented in Hudson Valley. So we're pretty excited about that. And that doesn't even get into, obviously, the rest of the roster that'll be here, but just the kind of the top 6 of who to watch for. And that's the fun part about minor league baseball, though. The people we're talking about now, we hope they turn out, but there could be someone here on our roster that in 2, 3, 4 years down the road, you'll be seeing playing for the Yankees that we're not even talking about right now. So.
Yeah, it's been very exciting here in the Hudson Valley. We've been very fortunate as fans and staff to see the growth to the New York Yankees. We've been lucky. We've had Volpe, Austin Wells, Jason Dominguez. Even though he's not with our the Yankee system anymore, the pitching when we had Drew Thorpe. He was a must-watch game. If he was on the bump, you had to see that. Are there any exciting new promotions that the club's got in mind that the fans should look forward to?
We got a lot. the fun thing about Hudson Valley Renegades baseball is we have 66 home games, and there's something for everyone.
Oh yeah, every game
night.
we
so
know
have
there's something.
Promotions.
But
we literally have something going on, so we're pretty excited. We're obviously focused on the three openers, kicking off opening night and Saturday and Sunday. We actually Saturday night is golf night, and 3 fans are going to get the opportunity at the end of the game to chip for $10,000 to see if they can get a hole in one.
Right.
So that'll be a cool promotion we're doing.
I feel
we're
bad
doing the
that I'm going to
I think
Florida.
everyone's seen that. We debuted a new identity with the Retrievers, so it ties into our Bark in the Parks on Sunday. So I think that's going over really well in the area. And we've got a slate of bobbleheads. We're home for July 3rd, which obviously is always a staple. We got fireworks every Friday, but a special mega fireworks on July 3rd to celebrate our nation's independence. So, and my personal favorite, when I accepted the job, obviously you look and see what's going on up here, and I saw that we did the cider donuts, which obviously I knew this area. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. There was apples up here, obviously, and as we kind of got into it, I was like, this is pretty exciting. It's fun to see minor league baseball is all about tying in with the community and having some fun with it in the same time. So doing things like the cider donuts and the Big Apple, I think will really resonate with fans as we get going.
Tom, I can tell you from experience, in this area, in this region, good New York apple cider donuts are like crack. You will be pleased. You won't be disappointed.
And we're working on we have some good ones at the ballpark, but
don't believe me, I
fans
partake.
won't get to experience it till June or July, but we're kind of updating our dessert stand a little bit, and I think we'll be one of the prime spots to come see it once we get to the summer. So that's exciting.
And I'll stay on that topic. What about food? What are some of are there changes? Nothing wrong with very much hamburgers, hot dogs, everything that's great at the stadium, but are there any new wrinkles thrown in?
Well, we actually have a lot of new wrinkles. I think Thursday we're actually working on a release to send out some pictures and things like that. So we do our food with Professional Sports Catering and have a new GM, Dan, who started probably towards the end of last season, but have been working really close with them. I think the big thing, as I mentioned, one of the big things I'm just excited about is experiencing a game here and just kind of see the flow. And we've heard some of the challenges, and I'm a big fan of sights and smells. So one of the first things you'll come in when you come into the games this year is we bought a new popcorn maker, so we'll be making popcorn. It's going to have the smell of popcorn right as you walk in, but then we're also introducing the Gotham Deli, which we wanted to create a kind of local feel, New York style. We're going to have pastrami, some deli sandwiches, some other things that are made right in front of you right as you walk in, and obviously the grill will be firing up on that too. So kind of just expanding upon those things. And many folks did not enjoy our hot dogs last year, so we're excited to say we have switched hot dogs vendor. We're in baseball. We need to have a good hot dog, so we got Hoffman Hot Dogs partnering with us this year, and we're pretty excited about them to be able to enjoy that as well too. So I think you'll see a lot of changes. We're working on the flow of things. And just some of the samplings too. We're partnering with some new breweries, but then also we're still excited to continue with Dutchess Beer Distributors and have the Sloop Beer Garden and just different things like that we'll expand upon. And like I said, for me personally, I just want to see them all in action and kind of see how it all flows and get ready for the season. So it'll be good.
Well, as someone who frequently partakes in ballpark dogs, I cannot tell you how happy I am that there will be new hot dogs.
And me too. I had Salines in Augusta, and a hot dog we had last year. And one of the things about hot dogs is obviously just like anything, right? There's regional things for New York. There's regional things for wherever you come from.
That's true.
That hot dog was not. It just didn't taste regionally. It wasn't the palate of the people. So, and that's we're in the hot dog business, as we always like to say. So we got to have a good hot dog. So
My man.
We saw the surveys and we were able to answer and make that easy change, I guess, for lack of a better term. But then we're going to do some other things, just the speed of service and things like that I think fans will notice as the season progresses.
Rob, I can already tell I'm looking forward to working for this man
Me too.
during game days.
Me too. Absolutely, me too. And Tom, that's great. You're listening and responding to fans, and let's face it, they matter as much as anyone at the end of the day. So what has been the reaction as you've come to town? What have you been hearing from fans?
I mean, the one thing about this place, and obviously did my research before I was able to accept the opportunity, but Hudson Valley has obviously supported Renegades baseball through the years, so it's exciting to see the community support. I think one of the things we've seen, or I've seen just since I've been here, going to community appearances, doing the parades and things, and it makes me laugh, but I didn't think about it, but obviously for so many years of what I guess except for the last 4, this was a short season team, so baseball didn't even start till June. So one of the things that we're tasking our staff with is really just getting out in the community and saying, hey, baseball's back. We start in April. We start basically when Major League Baseball kicks in, and just kind of spreading the mantra for the summer, which is exciting, and I think fans will notice that just with one of the challenges of obviously being an up north team is we just got water on in the stadium last week, so we are power washing all over the place. But it's a big task to get done in a week, so we'll keep on tackling it to make the place sparkle and shine. But pretty excited to kick it off here in 4 short days.
I will tell you what, as a talk show host and play-by-play announcer in this area, you've gotten free advertising from me for years. I've been talking up the team basically since, the end of last year, ready to go for this year. What is it, Tom, about minor league baseball that connects? What is it for you?
Well, at the end of the day, I love the game day. That's my favorite part about what I do. All the work and everything that we put into it, you get to see the rewards when the stands are packed and people are out there. But really, I think what it comes down to, honestly, is we're built on the community. We are a community team, and the community supporting us allows us to continue to do what we're doing and grow. And I think that's one of the next our next growth area at Heritage Financial Park is really just kind of dabbing into events. We're gonna we hosted Renegades Fest, which is something we brought back this past year and had over 1,000 people come out on this past Saturday. And July 4th, we're going to host a festival since we're not home, and just kind of building on things like that and building a schedule for the fall. Outside of just hosting, we allow high schools, and Marist College played 6 games here at the ballpark this year too. So just allowing fans the opportunity, whether it's Renegades baseball or community events or different things like that, to come and experience is what it's all about and get the community to support us. So.
Well, Tom, it's Mikey Beats here. Thanks for coming on. All this sounds really exciting. I think the Renegades are in great hands with you. I look forward to working with you, and I know from experience, try to get some sleep this remaining few days before the home opener. I know what it's like. So, looking forward to it, and send it back over to Rob. But thanks a lot, Tom, for coming on.
Yeah, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
I can't thank you enough. I was happy to connect with you. I'll look forward to really seeing you on Friday and diving into this. Any last thoughts you want to offer before we wrap up? Of course, tell people, promote, tell people how to get tickets.
Yeah, I was going to say, HBRenegades.com. We open up April 4th. We're home the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Friday night, 7:05 with fireworks. Obviously, what you can't go wrong with fireworks, right? Saturday night, as I mentioned, is golf night, and we're giving away the first 1,000 fans will get a golf ball. They actually get it on the exit, because we can't have you throwing on the field. That's not great.
Fair enough.
And then Sunday will be our first Sunday fun day, and bark in the park. So we're pretty excited about that. So looks like I said, that's a 2:05, and the weather's going to be shaping up. But we're excited. We're excited to welcome the community back. I'm obviously excited to meet you two personally, and I think that's the big thing, is just make those connections and put faces with names and just continue to have some fun, which is what the summer will be all about.
Let's go.
Thanks.
Have a great year, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Go Renegades.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll see you Friday.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks very much.
Find your fun.
That's right, and we're going to find that fun. But we're going to find it after we come back, because we're going to take a break right now. We will continue. We'll get into sports. We'll talk a little more Renegades. Anything else we want to get to, we will do it right here on Zolz's Are You Kidding Me? Again, right after this.
Reach into the cooler and enjoy a premium canned cocktail at your next tailgate or get-together. Their award-winning line of ready-to-serve bartender-quality cocktails in a can feature an espresso martini that's silky smooth with an indulgent chocolate note, spicy margarita that's sweet, tart, and oh so spicy, or the Moscow Mule that has more bite than nibble. Velvet Llama, these guys are local and would appreciate your support.
Whether you're a local or just passing through, the I-84 Diner in Fishkill is your go-to spot for a hearty meal and a warm welcome. They've been family-owned since 1977, and they're proud to serve dishes made with the freshest ingredients and the side of friendly service. Conveniently located off Exit 44 of Interstate 84, they're perfect for travelers looking to refuel or large groups needing a reliable place to relax and enjoy. From classic comfort food to chef-inspired specialties, there's something for everyone on their menu. Make the I-84 Diner your next stop, a Fishkill landmark since 1977.
Oi! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Hey,
face. You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
I'm ready. Let me just grab my bag. Sweatpants, huh? Didn't know we were keeping it casual this month. Yeah, I feel bloated every now and then.
You have to try new Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies. They have prebiotics to nourish good bacteria, probiotics to help relieve occasional bloating, and postbiotics for immune support.
All that in one gummy?
Yep. So no sweatpants next time?
Not anymore.
Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies for gut health support. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to Are You Kidding Me Again with Zolz, powered by Velvet Llama, cocktails in a can on The Beacon. You can send your emails to Zolz at hvbeacon.com. Now, back to Zolz.
By the way, Velvet Llama. Always a shout out to Velvet Llama.
When I came in, filled in like a couple weeks ago after the Frozen 4, Zolz sent me home with a little goodie bag of Velvet Llama.
Fantastic, right?
Elite. But the peak one is the espresso one.
You like the espresso. Interesting. Now, I like all three of them. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I'm on the espresso.
My man.
You are too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm all over the Moscow Mule.
Yeah. So was
The
I.
ginger lime one?
Yeah, that's a close second
I am
for me.
all
but
over
yeah.
that. I still have a can or two sitting at home because I'm trying to savor it.
Yeah, but shout out to Mr. Llama. That stuff's elite.
Oh, it's fantastic. It really is. The espresso's good, and so is the jalapeno one, the spicy
jalapeno.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like all of them. They're
Hey, good. And again, we're talking baseball. Renegades are back. Great summertime drink. Put it on ice. You're golden.
That's what Zolz said to us the night he handed us.
Oh, he told me.
The prize pack.
Got to be chilled.
He was like, "Yeah, take it home, chill it,
Do it
and
proper.
shake it. And shake it.
Shake it.
Yep.
Gotta be
I always
doing it-
forget to shake it,
Yeah.
but yeah, mine are chilled, sitting in my fridge, ready to go. So thank you to Velvet Llama. They support this show, and thank you to everyone here. Thanks to Chuck and everyone at Pamel who allow us to do what we do every week because we have a great time doing it. Dan is a frequent guest, and my man had to get you in here.
I love it.
They let us keep coming back for another week, so that's a good sign.
Well, this place is like Godfather 3 to me because that first year in 21, the Renegades were here on, it was known as a different name at the time, but I would board op games here. And then I would go to the stadium, and I'd, kind of back and forth for a couple of years doing that. And long story short, one way or another, I keep coming back working here. When Zolz said I want to do a show, I said, oh, boy, here I go, back to Pamel to the broadcast center again.
I just threw it out at him. I was like, hey, you ever need a co-host, sidekick, whatever? Like, call me up. I'm in. He did that. You reached out to me a few days ago. I was like, hey, I'm not doing nothing. I'm in.
Yeah, it's time to get
Let's
you
talk
out.
sports,
Time
baby.
to get you out here. All right, torpedo bat, go.
This is the biggest nothing burger story in Major League Baseball. People going buck wild about it. The Yankees are cheating. They got an unfair advantage. They want to complain just because the Yankees are the evil empire and they're easy to root against. Like, who's that clown from Barstool? Dave Portnoy.
Oh, Dave Portnoy.
He went out there.
And he's ripping Judge specifically,
Right,
who's not using the torpedo bat.
Here's why it's
go
a
Judge Pizzas.
Here's why it's a nothing burger. Yankee Stadium is a home run friendly park.
Yes, it is.
More than half the runs that were scored in that 3-game series and more than half the home runs that have been hit in that 3-game series were against a batting practice pitcher named Nestor Cortez, who used to pitch for the Yankees.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
Yeah. Then, I mean, it was an absolute there's nothing to it. And I found out today that these torpedo bats had been rolled out last year. A few Yankee players tried them. Tampa Bay,
I didn't know that piece.
I didn't deep dive it. It was right before I came out here. A couple of players had tried the bat last year. A Tampa Bay Devil Ray player has used the bat before, and to top it off, everyone's saying like, "Oh, it was because it was in Yankee Stadium and the Brewers had a bad start." Yeah, they had a bad start. They got destroyed today. It was 11-1. So maybe the Brewers pitching isn't very good, and let's not. Who cares?
I will pick them.
And the bat's legal.
I picked them to win the division.
It's three. Look,
it's 3 games. It's 3 games.
Everyone's looking for a story 3 games into the season. Like, settle down, people.
Because that's all we do is we overreact to everything. We overreact. Which phone number, by the way, should I give? The 877 number. Thank you. 877-803-4648. We'd love to have you join us and talk some sports with us because that's what we're here to do is talk
the
sports.
torpedo bat, I almost was expecting it to turn into a situation like in The Natural with Wonder Boy. Like, we got to find out, is this bat legal?
What a great reference.
Thank you.
What a solid reference. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dave, you seen The Natural?
I am old enough to have seen
good.
it. Yeah.
Just checking.
Some of our audience, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
Shame on them.
All right, you've taken me there. This is going to be 1936 World Series all over again.
Well, we did 1926 a couple hours ago.
Yes,
so
we
let's
did.
Do
Yeah, we'll do 36 now. No, The Natural, as a movie, love it, like it,
absolutely love it,
revere it, Dan,
I think it's fine.
You think it's fine? Clicks, you gotta.
Yeah, I've always been a Robert Redford fan.
Dave, you said it's fine,
or Dan?
It's adequate.
Nobody's perfect.
He can call me Dave. It's all right. What's Zolz's nickname for me again?
Oh,
the manservant.
The manservant.
Oh, manservant. I like this.
Yeah, I don't know why, but anyway.
No, I mean when you combine,
Zolz, who knows?
The story for me.
And by the way, story that broke just after 6 o'clock. Jurison Profar, 80 games.
Oh, PEDs?
Suspended, yep. 80 game suspension.
Using an illegal bat. No.
PEDs. No, PEDs.
Using an illegal torpedo bat.
Well, here's a question. If the Yankees had the same offensive numbers over the weekend that the Mets did, would this be a story?
No.
Yeah, so they hit the cover off the ball. They scored 36 runs in 3 games. So and it's the Yankees,
Judge didn't even use the bat.
Right.
Right. Judge, who almost had a 4-home run game on Saturday. Apparently, now I was broadcasting a lacrosse game at the same time, but he apparently just missed
He
on
hit
a
the
fourth
wall
one.
on the fourth one. Yeah.
What a weekend.
That's not too bad. I'll take that.
Giancarlo Stanton's thinking, damn, I could have had a stat weekend, and he missed out.
Sounds like Giancarlo's pointing in the right direction to get back pretty soon.
My mom calls games like Saturday raise your average day.
That's a good point.
It's a good holiday.
I call them stat games.
Yeah, that
because
works.
when we play hockey and you'd have playing against the opponent you're going to smash, like, oh, this is where you pad the stats.
Yeah, right.
We're going to load up.
I mean, we're a weekend in. Can we have any surprises? Does anything jump out at you guys otherwise around baseball?
The Braves starting 0-4 is surprising.
That's a good one.
Pretty surprising. I mean, I'm hoping they're playing better. I'm going to be down there in Atlanta on the 8th. I'm going to see them play the Phillies, so it'll be a nice NL East matchup. Hopefully they're playing better by then, but, you know, that would be the most surprising. And there's only 4 teams that have started the season undefeated. It's the Yankees, Dodgers, Cardinals, and Padres, I think, are the only undefeated teams to start the year.
See, I think we went into this year not really knowing what we were going to get out of teams like the Cardinals. You know, they keep telling you that they're in rebuild mode, but, you know, they have a way of being good out of nowhere.
They are always competitive. They're always retooling. They always have guys coming up new performing. Like you never look at the Cardinals and say, man, that's a poorly run organization.
Right.
No.
Although Cardinal fans, although they're so nice, they might tell you differently right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But hey, the Miami Marlins are in first place in the National League East, just as we drew it up.
Right. Yeah. The funny part about
at 3-1.
The funny part about baseball is people jump on it. I even laugh when ESPN and the broadcasters they'll put the stat line for the players and they'll say 2025 stats. He's batting 550 something, 1 homer and like 2 RBIs. I'm like, there's 3 games in. Can we ease up on pushing the stats until we're about 12, 15 games in? It's such a small sample size.
I always remember our Yankee compadre, John Sterling, would say that very thing. He'd say, you can't talk about the numbers right now.
You can't.
You're 3 for 8. That's it.
Right.
You need at least 100 at bats.
I think
to have a good enough sample size.
I think you do. And across town, they're still playing baseball in Queens. They are 1-2 to start the year. They will play some baseball, in fact, later on. And again,
against the Marlins.
Against the Marlins, exactly. I think they're starting right about now, in fact. But I can't overreact to Soto. He hit a bomb on Friday. But he came up short on Thursday. These things happen. It's okay.
Yeah, to turn on him so quickly and be like, oh, my God, he struck out to cost us a game. Now he's not worth the $765 million. Settle down, people. Settle down.
If he hits, 250 with, 11 home runs, okay, then we can have a conversation at the end of the year. But right now, no, I'm not. He's going to be great. He's going to be great. You can already start carving up the statue. You can retire the number. All that.
I did think it was
he's
a little
generational.
A little ballsy on his part before the season started. In his ESPN interview, he said that he was the best hitter of all time. Settle down.
Yeah, that's As far as I know, Ty Cobb still exists. Ted Williams still exists. No.
He likes him some him.
That's a good way to put it.
I am him.
That is a good way to put it. All right, we'll take a break here at 6:32. We got to hit. I mean, they're still playing basketball, believe it or not, in college, and we have to spend a moment on that. We'll do it. Oh, I'm sure you have thoughts. We'll take a break. We continue right after this here on the Beacon.
This spring, enjoy some Hudson Valley sunshine and cheer on the Red Foxes. Whether you're a lacrosse fan, baseball fan, softball fan, or even want to check out some water polo, all games on Marist Poughkeepsie campus are free to attend and open to the public. Just come on down. No tickets required. If you're looking for fun, free family entertainment, think Marist University Athletics. To see the schedule of upcoming games and special events, visit GoRedFoxes.com and click on sports. That's GoRedFoxes.com.
Reach into the cooler and enjoy a Velvet Llama premium canned cocktail at your next tailgate or get-together. Their award-winning line of ready-to-serve bartender-quality cocktails in a can feature an espresso martini that's silky smooth with an indulgent chocolate note, spicy margarita that's sweet, tart, and oh so spicy, or the Moscow Mule that has more bite than nibble. Velvet Llama, these guys are local and would appreciate your support. If you are looking for insurance, auto, home, business, life, or disability, there's one name that should pop into your head immediately. Scott Markser State Farm. He's local. He's in Hyde Park. He grew up here. He went to Lord's High School, and he played sports for me when I coached there. This is a guy who will answer your questions when you have them. When you call him, you don't get somebody in Sri Lanka. You get him. So give him a call at 845-204-9444. That's 845-204-9444. Scott Markser State Farm. Call him.
You're listening to
in the corner of the studio.
But it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, so it's all good.
It's fire.
It is fire, for sure. March Madness is about to go out the window as we hit the end of March. There's still, of course, another weekend left, but I have to say this has been an underwhelming tournament.
I'm trademarking the phrase March Madness for this year.
Bravo.
What do you think?
Oh, you're asking me? Yeah, it is completely underwhelming. March Madness excitement is built on the underdog, the upset, the Cinderella story, and it has been chalk.
Chalk.
You've got 7 of the top 8 seeds all made it to the Elite 8. The only one that didn't was St. John's. You had all 4 number 1 seeds make it, and of the regional final games, they were awful. They were blowouts.
Yeah, I see Auburn won by 6.
But it wasn't close.
Right. The Dukies won by 20.
They destroyed them.
Yeah. A 19-point win for Houston over Tennessee, and a 5-point win for Florida over Texas Tech, but...
Yeah, it was like, I was almost like, where's my Duke, Kentucky regional final from Philly with the Leitner?
I mean, none of this stuff is going on. There's no Tate George. There's no Christian Leitner. There was the one Maryland win over, oh, geez, who was that over? Cleveland State, I think it was. That was good. That was a fun one, but...
Someone brought up a great point. Like 20 years ago, you have this kind of change of March Madness where all the mid-major teams became competitive, and it was because players were staying at those schools longer and the players were getting television time.
Yes.
And so those teams could compete. You'd have your Virginia Commonwealths, you'd have your Creightons, you'd have your Butlers put on these runs that were really, well, the one, what was the team that had the super fan who was the nun?
Chicago.
Yeah, they were from Chicago.
It wasn't St. Mary's, but I know you're talking about...
Loyola, Chicago.
Yes!
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Sister Jean, right?
Yeah. Everybody got behind them.
Sure.
Now what's happening?
Butler makes a national championship. I mean...
They went back to back.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
Yeah, and then
Lost to what?
And then Brad Stevens got paid.
Duke and Florida, I think.
But what I think is happening now, and this year was the perfect storm of it, is transfer portal and NIL money. The big schools have got the bankrolls and the budgets. They're going to bring in the players they need to compete, and all the mid-majors and all the other schools can't keep up with that. And then on top of it, the idea that the NCAA wants to expand the field. Why? So we can see more teams get destroyed?
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
But here's the crazy part. I just looked it up, Hollywood Reporter. The first 2 rounds of the tournament drew their biggest television audience in more than 30 years.
And thus, the NCAA wins.
Right. But the basketball's not good.
No. But will it decline?
I think you're still going to see the haves and the have-nots as the top teams, the long-term programs that have the history, your Dukes, your Auburns, Michigans, the teams that can have the bankroll to bring. I mean, Cooper Flag got paid $3.7 million to play for Duke this year.
Yeah. I see something wrong there. Although, good for him. He's making the money, but I think we're seeing the growing pains of the portal and NIL. That's, to me, what's going on. How do we get out of the growing pains and straighten it out?
Yeah, you're not going to see, like, the years where Virginia Commonwealth turned into, like, this storybook mid-major team for 2-3 years in a row. You're not going to see that because those guys are going to get paid somewhere else to go.
And made a household name out of Shaka Smart, their head coach. I mean, we're not going to see that anymore. You're right.
Well, take St. John's, for instance. Look at all the people they're going after in the portal.
I think St. John's just got some stud kid from Arizona.
Arizona State or
Arizona
something
State,
like that.
Yeah, Arizona State. You're right. Dan, when I brought it up to you on my show a couple of hours ago about the tournament, you were ambivalent at best. You're not really into it this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not. It wasn't a good product this year.
That's fair.
And I'm sure that a lot of people were tuning in to watch the Dukes of the world.
And don't get me wrong. Thursday, not even Friday, but the first day of the tournament, Thursday is as good a day as there is in the sports year.
12 hours from noon to midnight. Wall-to-wall basketball.
And my Tookus was on the couch watching a ton of it that day, but there was nothing good.
Well, yeah, because you're waiting for them to break in or say, hey, over on TBS or over on True TV or over on CBS.
Can you find True TV?
We've got this upset alert. This 12 seed is on the verge of knocking out a 4. I want to see that. And there was none of it.
It really just wasn't.
And the other problem I have with it is that the games, if a team is having a bad day shooting threes, the games are awful now.
Yeah.
Well, it's St. John's game.
Well, they're terrible shooters
to
begin with.
Yeah,
but they're a bad shooting team anyway.
They are. They are. And the RJ Lewis,
But if one of the two teams is bad from the three-point arc, it turns into either a blowout or if both teams are shooting poorly, it's awful to watch.
Mm-hmm. And I can't let the women off the griddle either because their tournament has not been much better. You're talking about, as I look toward the Final Fours, they're at the Elite Eight. You've got UCLA, a 1 seed, LSU, a 3, who just got knocked out. And by the way, Kim Mulkey acting like Kim Mulkey once again in her press conference.
Shocker.
Not liking questions and all, and, go dress flashy, Kim. It's all about that. South Carolina, a 1 seed, beating Duke, a 2. On the other side, you've got 1 Texas, 2 TCU, and 1 USC, 2 UConn. A lot of
USC
chalk.
gets hurt by losing Juju getting hurt.
Yes, Juju Watkins got hurt, lost for the season.
Oh, a year. I mean, she's out a year. She's going to miss most of the next year.
And Paige Beckers, who went off for 40 the other night. And I don't think we've seen her play her best yet. If she gets on fire, UConn is off and running because she is that good. She's what to my mind, the women's tournament needs that player. A Paige Beckers,
Caitlin Clark.
Well, obviously Caitlin Clark, of course, and I like Caitlin Clark, so I'd be the first one to admit that. They need a Paige Beckers to just take over, much as Cooper Flag is doing on the men's tournament. Is there any way to rope you in at this point on any of the remaining basketball?
Not really.
No,
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm always going to watch, but
if as a sports fan, it's almost like at this point. Is there any other sports for me to watch? No? Okay, I guess I'll watch basketball and put it on the background. Because that's the thing I like, because when I work from home during the day on that Thursday, that Friday, and the other rounds, I can put it on in the background, get into it, watch it, turn my attention away, come back when it gets close. Monday night for the national title game, if there's a baseball game on, I'll probably watch that. And me being a huge hockey New York Rangers fan, if the Rangers are playing that night, as bad as they are this year, that's going to take my priority over
Well, when the
national title.
when the tip off of the national title game is at what 9:40 Eastern, I'll be in bed before then.
I mean, I'm a late night person, but yeah, 9:30 is way too late to start your national title game.
Their premier event where you're crowning a champion. Yeah. It should not be played that late.
Now, you're a hockey guy. Are you tuned in on the college hockey stuff?
Yes.
What do you think, Frozen Far, as we get there?
I'm excited about two things on it. The first being Penn State and their Division I hockey program has made their first Final Four appearance, and their program has really come quickly because they have a huge benefactor alumnus who bankrolled the construction of their hockey arena.
Of course.
Do you know who it is?
I can't think of who it is.
The owner of the Buffalo Bills, Terry Pagula. He owns the Sabres and the Bills, but he's a Penn State grad. I think that he bankrolled $75 million for the construction of their hockey arena and to get their program started.
He has not done a good job with the Sabres.
Well, I was going to say, can he siphon some of that effort over into making the Sabres a winning
The Bills, great owner with the Bills.
Now Penn State is going to their first Frozen Four. Since they've become a D1 program. So that's a really exciting story. And I was watching it also for UMass because my sister was an alumnus of UMass. They've had a national title in the last few years. And also on Boston College, and this ties into pro hockey, Boston College has a kid on their team named Gabe Perreault. He was the New York Rangers' first-round draft pick a few years. He's pretty much the untouchable prospect for the Rangers. He would not be included in any trades, and it was announced today because Boston College got knocked out by Denver.
They did.
Gabe Perreault is going to sign an entry-level contract, and they're already bringing him up, and he might play Wednesday night for the Rangers.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't agree with it. You're burning it, and I'm not going to go too deep in the weeds on NHL salary cap stuff, but you're basically starting the ticker on his rookie contract for 8 games. But they want him here, and they're going to put him in the lineup Wednesday. So, Ranger fans, Gabe is on the way.
But from a Northeastern perspective, Penn State beating UConn in overtime to get into that Frozen Four. UConn beat Quinnipiac, who is,
they were a previous national title holders.
Exactly, just a couple of years ago. So, there's a lot of good hockey being played at the college level, no question. And Connecticut, pretty big state for college hockey, actually.
Oh yeah, they've gotten very good very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have thought of UConn as a big-time college hockey program.
Well, in just the last couple of years, 2 beautiful arenas have opened up in Connecticut. Sacred Heart, where you and I called a high school championship game.
Yep.
And then UConn has a new hockey arena right near Gamble Pavilion, where I've called a high school game as well. So, great facilities. You've got what Yale does at the Yale Whale. That's the nickname of their building. Beautiful building, but great building.
Yeah, I mean, if sports fans want to tune off the New York Rangers and the Islanders because they're awful, check out a college hockey game. They're fast. They hit. It's exciting. The student sections are into it. Don't sleep on it. Get in, check it out. It's good time and good hockey.
And yet the Rangers are actually in a playoff spot right now.
They're in the mix.
They're dumpster fire this year.
I agree.
I would prefer no playoffs.
Would you fire the coach?
I would fire the coach. I would fire the GM, and I would fire I would fire Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider to the moon.
And on that note, we will take our last break here on this edition of Zolz's Are You Kidding Me Again? We continue after this on the Beacon.
Looking to turn heads without breaking the bank? At Locks That Rock Hair Design, they've been Wapages Falls' go-to salon for over 30 years. They believe you don't have to spend $1 million to look like $1 million. With expert stylists and unbeatable prices, their experienced team is here to give you the look that rocks, whether you're getting ready for the stage or just want to feel like a superstar. Come see why the community keeps coming back, because you don't have to be a rock star to get your locks rocked. Visit Locks That Rock Hair Design at 1552 Route 9 Wapagers and let them bring out the best in you.
If you're looking for the right job or the right employee, you should know that Norman Staffing has been connecting Hudson Valley businesses with top talent for 45 years. They serve all industries, from executive and administrative roles to healthcare, manufacturing, and more. Their dedicated recruiters take the time to understand your needs, ensuring the perfect fit for job seekers and employers alike. Whether it's temporary, temp to perm, or permanent, they know that people make the difference, and Norman Staffing is there to make the difference for you. Call 845-338-9111. Email info@normanstaffing.com or visit normanstaffing.com today.
Reach into the cooler and enjoy a Velvet Llama premium canned cocktail at your next tailgate or get-together. Their award-winning line of ready-to-serve bartender-quality cocktails in a can feature an espresso martini that's silky smooth with an indulgent chocolate note, spicy margarita that's sweet, tart, and oh so spicy, or the Moscow Mule that has more bite than nibble. Velvet Llama, these guys are local and would appreciate your support.
You're listening to Are You Kidding?
Beats, and it's Dan, and it's Clicks, and it's Allie. Hi!
Yeah, waving to the Facebook Live video.
We have a Facebook Live going thanks to Clicks. Beats, go for it.
All right, I had a question for you and for Dan, because this has been bugging me. It's about Major League Baseball.
Okay.
How many television channels, streaming platforms do you need if you wanted to watch all 162 New York Yankee games?
Is this a trivia question?
It's to kind of prove the point of how insane and stupid baseball is.
There's got to be like 5 now.
Well,
right?
You've got to have Amazon Prime.
Yes.
You have to have, obviously, Yes Network.
Yes.
You might need Apple because there might be Apple games.
Roku?
Yes.
Roku.
Channel 11, the regular...
No, they don't do that anymore.
They don't do that at all, which is a
4,
crime.
and you're missing a bunch.
Gotham.
ESPN.
5.
You might need Gotham Sports. You might, but I don't know.
Not required.
Right.
Okay.
Not specifically streaming on Gotham Sports, but there's certain, but not games.
Okay.
Geez, who else am
You
I?
said ESPN, right?
I said ESPN.
He's on 5.
Fox.
6.
So that's free TV, though.
But you need it.
Yeah, no.
You need to have live TV of some kind to watch it.
I agree. Who am I?
At 6.
Who am I missing at that point?
MLB? The MLB app?
Nope, you don't need that.
No, don't need that because at that point you'd need Gotham. Go ahead.
You need TBS.
Right.
And you might need Peacock.
Yes, I thought about Peacock. I wasn't sure if they had a deal with Peacock yet.
You need 8 different sources to watch all 162 games.
Wow.
And you wonder why it's a hard thing for people to become baseball fans. I mean, I made the joke on my Facebook profile, and I'm a Yankees fan, but I like all baseball. And the joke was, hey, Mets fans, did you see Juan Soto's first home run as a Met? Nope, you didn't, because it was on Apple Plus. Gotta be kidding.
Yeah, and baseball has had an eyeball problem for a long time.
Yes, they have.
And
Although they just had very good ratings last year in the World Series.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, and why is that?
Well, Yankees, Dodgers.
Hello.
The 2 biggest markets in the country.
With 2 of the biggest stars, Shohei and Judge.
Shout out to Steve Gliner, by the way. He is listening. He said thanks for the shout out on the Albany Colony Yankees. And he was there in '88 with Stump Merrill, in '89 with Nathaniel Buck Showalter.
Wow, nice. All right.
And I was there in July of '91 when I visited their broadcaster, John Thomas, up in the booth. Very nice guy. He said, come on up. And there I am trying to be all professional, so I'm wearing khakis and a short-sleeve shirt, and it's like 100 that day at Heritage Park.
And, one other thing with the television stuff with baseball, what does it say for Major League Baseball when ESPN says, nah, we're out of the baseball business?
I think that's business. I still think there's a chance ESPN and MLB kiss and make up.
Yeah, but it's going to be probably on ESPN's terms, and MLB is going to lose a ton of money.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think there's a chance MLB gets into business with NBC for free TV. I don't think they want just Peacock. I think they want to get on free as well.
MLB's got a lot of decisions ahead because it's not just the TV stuff, but we have looming work stoppage in the works at the end of the 26th season. So there's a lot of stuff looming in the future that's going to have to get sorted out in one way or another.
And there are too many people who keep yelling salary cap, salary cap.
They're not going to do a salary cap.
They're not.
It's not happening.
That union will never bend on that.
No, they will not. And for the have-nots who get, so uptight, tell your owner to spend the revenue-sharing money that's put in their hands. Bob Nutting in Pittsburgh.
Well, who was it, the owner for the Rockies? chimed in recently saying, oh, well, there's like 20 have-nots and there's 10 haves that are hogging all the free agent dollars and all that. Like, well, hey, maybe if you spent, $5 every now and then.
But I think the Armageddon thing and the issue is the Dodgers just spending wildly out of control. The deferred contract thing is pissing a lot of teams and fans off that they could do that. I mean,
But the man who occupies this chair normally on Monday nights, he says it, and he's right. They're not breaking any laws. No rules broken. No, I know.
Don't disagree.
Yeah, they're not. Nor are the Yankees, nor is Steve Cohen, for that matter, and the Mets.
I am with you that the salary cap is untouchable. However, I do see possibly something going on with the deferred contracts and all that. I do think that's something that can be brought to the table.
But then I don't get to make fun of Bobby Bonilla Day anymore.
You're going to have Juan Soto Day in Queens for a long time, aren't you?
That is the smartest. That agent, my God. That Bobby Bonilla move.
Yeah. Yeah, no question. Who's the most evil person in baseball?
Rob Manfred.
Oh, you went Rob Manfred. You did not go with the super agent.
Oh, what's it? Boris.
Yeah.
I think Rob Manfred's done more
And you
damage.
didn't go Steve Kleiner either.
We love you, Steve.
We love Steve. No, absolutely, we love Steve.
No, I think Manfred's done more damage to the sport of baseball.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the players are going to get paid. Their agents are doing their jobs.
I think some of that dates back to his boss, his former boss, Bud Selig.
I can pinpoint
Bud Selig, who's in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
There's one change in Major League Baseball that has been good for the game.
Go ahead.
The pitch clock.
You like the pitch clock.
I love the pitch clock.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Yeah. For us working in minor league baseball, and we love the games, but you got to get up the next morning.
Right.
I love long baseball nights, but the idea of when I did the Renegades games in 21, you could have a 4-hour game. I remember driving out of the first game. It was like 3 hours and 50 minutes, and my poor son, who was still brand new to it, he's like, Dad, I said, get ready. We're going to have a 4-hour night, and a lot of them. And we did.
Yeah.
Pitch clock changes all of that.
Those of us who got paid hourly disagree.
Yeah, you guys love it. Us who were
paid hourly back then.
Rain delay, yes.
And those of us, like myself, getting paid per game is like, come on, open the strike zone. What are you doing? My God, I want to get out of here. But I love the pitch clock. When you put a game today, this afternoon, I was working from home. MLB Network had Red Sox Orioles, or Orioles home opener. They were beating the Red Sox. I love that. But when I left, it was already the bottom of the 8th inning, and the game had been 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
It was great.
And MLB now give them certain amount of credit here and there because their TV account does give a free game of the day to watch. So that's a good thing. And if you're a certain cell phone customer, you get the TV package for free.
You get to watch Colorado and Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Well, at least you'd have Paul Skeens every 5th game.
If you're lucky, yeah.
That's worthy of watching in Pittsburgh.
But to your point about Manfred, the other thing that he's presiding over is the absolute chaos with stadium situations.
Yeah.
You've got the A's in Northern California. You've got
you can't call them Sacramento.
You have
and
Tampa
by the way,
playing in the Yankees spring training
that apparently
complex.
is working great so far.
Oh, it was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Sacramento thing is really...
It's bizarre.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
And you've got other situations, too, like the White Sox situation is brewing.
I went to a game there. I actually liked that park. The neighborhood's awful. I mean, the south side of Chicago is terrible. I would not tell anyone go to that game in that stadium alone, be with other fans, a group of people. But I didn't dislike the stadium. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, this goes back to the 80s when Reinsdorf, the owner of the White Sox, tried to maneuver his way to Tampa.
Yeah.
That's how Tropicana Field came to be originally. And then he got his new stadium, and now he wants another free stadium.
They all want free stadiums.
Yeah, The 78 development in the South Loop of Chicago is something that's going to be interesting to follow.
There are a lot of interesting baseball moves coming up. Will the sport expand again? And if so, where? And remember, they're not going to Montreal at the moment. There's no stadium.
I can't see how they can expand when you've got 2 teams playing in minor league ballparks right now.
I agree, but
Montreal is not happening.
Those situations are going to be worked out. I have no doubt they will. That's not going to. They will.
So is Tampa Bay going back to the Trop in your mind?
No,
I think that in the short term.
Yeah.
Like in 26,
but you're spending all that money to fix the roof of the Trop for basically
a stadium that most
2 or
people
3
hate
years.
anyway.
Trying to buy time.
Yeah.
He's hoping.
I had a great time at the Trop.
Did you?
I did.
Really?
I went. My cousin and I went and saw Braves Rays. Just one random night. We parked, walked up, bought tickets, and we had a blast.
I haven't seen the stadium up close. I haven't seen the game there. My only gripe was it just looks ugly. It's
a weird looking place.
It's in a weird place.
Oh, it's in
geographically.
I don't know the neighborhood of where the stadium is in Tampa, but just the look of it is ugly looking.
It's in St. Petersburg, so it's on the other side of the causeway from Tampa, which has been a big problem for them drawing fans because most of their fan base is in Tampa.
Do you know what's within walking distance of that stadium? This will surprise you. For a restaurant
of the Trop.
Yeah.
What?
Colony Pizza. As in Colony Pizza, Port Chester, New York, Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Very interesting. Tampa Bay's got to work that situation out, and I think they need a stadium in Tampa proper, or they have to build in St. Pete and make a ballpark village.
The Ybor City Stadium proposal in downtown Tampa always made the most sense, which is
agree.
exactly why it won't happen.
Yeah, that is true. And the A's, that's a disaster, and it's offensive what they're doing to Sacramento.
But all the plans you see, and I know Las Vegas, I know the exact plot of land where the Tropicana Casino was that they brought down. That's going to be an awesome spot to watch a game.
Small stadium, though. It's only going to be like 33,000.
Well, if you think about it, most Major League Baseball stadiums are between, 38 and 40 something? The only stadium over 50 is Dodger.
Yeah, we grew up with palaces.
Right.
Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, they could hold big crowds. 57,000 at Yankee Stadium was nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, great show.
Always a pleasure.
Can't believe an hour has flown right by.
I know. Thanks for the invite, and Dan, not Dave. It was a pleasure.
And Clicks.
Dave the manservant.
We thank Tom, the GM of the Renegades. Get your tickets. Go on out there, because we'll be there Friday night.
Hey, have a great start to the Renegade season. I won't be there because I'll be in Florida, but I'll see you when I see you.
For Clicks, Dan, Beats, I'm Rob, filling in for the Zolz. Good night, drive safe, and God bless America.
It Liberation Day. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump at the Oval Office this afternoon talking about the next round of tariffs set to go into effect Wednesday.
And I think it's going to be something that's going to bring a lot of wealth back to our country, tremendous wealth back to our country, actually.
The president claimed the U.S. helps everybody. They don't help us. There will be a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum.